Well, hey guys, what's up? I'm here to talk about the holidays a little bit and to give a little perspective and motivation on the fine season that is upon us. So anyway, I guess the first thing I'd like to talk about is perspective. So perspective is huge with everything in life. We all gain a little more each day. So with the holidays, I guess what I'd like to emphasize is that this day and these special days that happen throughout the holidays are no bigger and no smaller than any day that happens. So today is not a special day. This day is, in perspective of your goals, as important as Christmas will be, or New Year's, or New Year's Eve, or Christmas Eve, or Thanksgiving was. So everyone likes to make a huge deal out of one specific day, like it's going to be like that end all, be all, break all, make all, everything. Well, if eating triple clean washed salad yesterday didn't make or break you, then eating whatever it is that you're going to eat on Christmas in moderation, hopefully, is not going to make or break you. So first tip is to definitely keep things in perspective. Keep the right mindset when you go in, because if you blow everything out of proportion, a lot of people have this response too, where they build it up to this huge thing and they have all these expectations for themselves and all of these things that they're going to do or not do. And then you have this feeling of failure when you can't meet them all, because let's be realistic. A lot of times in the holidays, especially every day, there's a lot of things we can't control, but you may get somewhere and realize, you can't put one of these things into effect. And then a lot of times we have this pop all the tires type of response where, forget it. I already did this thing, so let me just, pop all the tires along the way. So, we can just stick to the small goals that we set, and if things change, be adaptable. That's life, you know what I mean? So keep it in perspective. This day, another day, tomorrow, yesterday are not going to make or break you. Each day we have is as big or as small as we let it be. So just gloss over all of it, keep it in perspective, and next I guess I'll talk a little bit about people's perceptions of you and or the world and how it relates to you. So a lot of times people talk about all this pressure when they go to holiday events. Their family's gonna make this thing that they always make and it's awful for you, or people always make me eat, this or that, or whatever. My advice is be a weirdo. I've been a weirdo for years. I've had people look at me for years because I'm always eating something different or doing something different or whatever from everybody else. Who cares? They are not the ones that live with you. You are the one that lives with yourself, and those around you that are really close to you are gonna think, oh, that's that weirdo again. That's pretty much what my family thinks. So, but really, who cares? If you wanna bring a scale because that's what you've set out in your mind to do, bring a scale. Watch people look at you. Enjoy the fanfare as everybody, fusses over whatever you're doing, because chances are people are never going to understand what you're doing. People are inherently, selfish, and while they might like to make a big deal about it at the moment, whatever you're doing, weighing food or staying away from this or that or whatever, the reality is people are all just trying to get through their day. And a lot of times, whatever they're doing is to make themselves feel better. That's just the honest truth. I'm not being negative, but what do they care? They're not going to live with you, and grandma is going to be fine if the next day you don't eat her famous pecan pie or take a bite of it. Who cares? Just keep it in perspective. Don't go overboard and have this huge, emotional response because you think people are watching you, watching what you're doing or not doing or whatever. My advice is be a little weird. If that's what you want to do, if you've set out and you think your goal is that important, you're the one that will wake up tomorrow and live with you and what you've decided to do. It's really success. All it is deciding to do something and doing it. It's when we fall short of expectations that we get frustrated with ourselves and feel like we failed. So whatever it is, if you decide to go into the holiday party and enjoy a little bit of this and a little bit of that, then do it. And don't worry if people are telling you, have another serving or whatever. Or if you decide to literally not eat it and bring your own thing, stick to it. Set that expectation out and do it. Because when you fall short of what your expectation is when you're going to feel frustrated. So let everyone fuss or whatever. The event should be about, everything and everyone, not this, one person or whatever. So if people are making it about that, clearly they need a little perspective in their own lives. And, it's, that's what holiday fun is all about, is getting together with family, all the wackiness, and having people, comment on this, that, the other. That's why these things only happen so often. So a lot of people, I think, do have an emotional response and go filling up 7 plates because they're just like, oh my God, I can't deal with all these people I never see all around. So it's just one of these things. We all go through it, but keeping it in perspective is huge. Nextly, I guess, a few tips to stay on track, like solid tips that could really, just help you out, things to stick to, like some of these expectations I'm talking about. First, drink a bunch of water. Stay super hydrated. It's going to help you feel more full, and it's also going to help the next day with whatever retention we have going on. Whether you overate or not, having water will help, because the different foods and the salt and everything else, added fats, are going to stick around for a little bit. So staying hydrated will just get you that much ahead of the game and help you in multiple ways going forward. So stay hydrated. 2, if you can control a dish that you bring, if you're asked to bring something, or even if you volunteer, then, pick something good or big or whatever that you can control, and make it something you like. Because, I feel like the holidays are all about, there's like so much food around, and everyone gets in this mindset like, I have to try this thing, and then you're eating it on your plate and you're like, is this thing even good? I don't even know. Aunt Martha, I'm not even sure if it's good. So if it's not good, make that mental switch in your mind, like, I don't have to eat this whole glob of whatever this thing is. Or even with all the candies and stuff, are these candies even good? You're eating these chocolates and half of them taste like garbage and toothpaste mixed, and yet you're still picking one after the other, trying to find this one delicious one in the bunch that may or may not be there. So anyway, take a dish if you can, make that the thing that you focus on. You like it, you're going to know that the macros are somewhat in check. Fill up on that thing, and then try a bite of every aunt's weird thing that you're not even sure if you like anyway. Another tip, so solid right there. And then third, if there's pressure to drink or whatever, have a drink with you. Fill it up with water or whatever, even a diet soda. Not that I'm saying fake sugar is amazing, but if that can be a spot where you're able to kind of control things, then let it be for the day, and you'll feel comfortable knowing that you're kind of fitting in or whatever to adapt to these social pressures that are around us in the holiday season. So live it up. And then I guess, just that is perspective as well, just keeping your eating, in perspective. Nobody's making us eat all these dishes, so stick with that. Bring a dish if you can. If you can host the event, then you have even more control over what you eat. If that makes you feel better, you can literally control everything. So everyone will be so happy. Offer to host the event. And then lastly, I guess, just focus on having a good time. Everybody, makes it about this thing or that thing, but it really is just about having a good time, and make it about the event and the occasion. I've been known to, run around and shoot Nerf guns and bounce in bounce houses, and hey, that's kind of how I've been my whole life. I've been super active, and that doesn't hurt either. So don't be afraid to just live it up a little on these days. Make it about the event. Really join in on whatever fun it is. Sit at the kids' table. I've been a culprit for 35 years now. So have a good time. Focus on the moments that you're making, not about the food. And, the next day, we're going to all move on, and we are all going to survive, and that's about it. So stay on track, do the best you can, keep perspective, and happy holidays.